All right, everybody, it's the Jere Metcalf podcast where top agents tell how they do it. And today, I don't think we could be more excited to have the CEO of Compass, Robert Reffkin, on the show. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was also an agent, and I'm a broker of record in New York.
Awesome. So tell us, we're going to get your perspective on you being a CEO of such a powerful, successful, exciting company, what makes a successful agent. But first, before we do that, tell us kind of how you came into the position you are now and a quick version of your life story.
Yeah, so my background's grounded in real estate. My mom's been an agent my entire life, 10 years in life insurance, 30 years in real estate as a real estate agent. And she's actually an agent now. She's 73 years old. She's an agent at Compass in the Upper West Side office. It took her a couple years to join, but she did join.
Took her a couple of years. Took her longer to convince her than me.
Yeah, exactly. I saw growing up. I saw her as an amazing entrepreneur, someone who, she's a single mother, someone who, by herself, with her creativity, her talent, her hard work, her entrepreneurialism, created a great life for me. And she taught me to be an entrepreneur as well. I think agents are the greatest group of entrepreneurs in the country. And, she taught me to approach my life the same. For example, I applied to over 1,000 scholarships with her in college and only got 4, but we got 4. And so it's great.
Wow. Persistence.
Yeah.
And tenacity. That's awesome. So what made you get your real estate license?
And so I first got it because I was working with my mom back in college. Then after doing that, I worked for a number of years at Goldman Sachs, McKinsey, the White House. I started a nonprofit that serves over 1,000 students a year who are first in their family to go to college and below the poverty line, which is $19,000 for a family of 4. And we do that across different states.
Wow.
I started a charter school. I was founding chair of a charter school. I ran 50 marathons, one at each state, to raise $1 million for nonprofits that I went through as a student.
50 marathons?
50. Yeah.
Extremist, hashtag extremist. Is that on social media, Isaac? I mean, wow. Forget the applications for scholarships. We've got 50 marathons. Anyway, so tell us more.
I was 30 pounds lighter.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah.
So anyway, you've been persistent. You've got your real estate license. Your mom had a license. You're a natural entrepreneur. What led you to? I would say Ori Alon, but it's Ori Alon. What led you and Ori to partner up and found this company? Give us a little scoop on how that came about. What were you thinking?
Yeah. So Ori and I met in 2006. I was working in the White House as a White House fellow, and he just sold his first company to Google when he was a PhD student in Sydney. And we met at some conference. We stayed in touch over the years, and he asked me to be a business advisor on his second company.
So he sold his first company to Google, right?
First company to Google, exactly.
Okay.
And his second company, I worked with him for a year, and then he sold to Twitter. And I was like, this guy's a magician.
Yeah.
I want to work with him. I was at Goldman Sachs at the time, and I just saw him building, and I wanted to build. I saw him creating, and I wanted to create. I approached him. I said, "How about you and I come together, and I can hire a bunch of the business folks, girls and guys. You can hire the technology people that I can really hire, and let's come together and let's bring." Great technology and resources and raise a lot of money to an industry that hasn't been able to attract it. Well, and I told him, real estate is the largest segment of the global economy. It's $216 trillion of value in the world. There's never a moment that you see where you're not seeing real estate. And it moves back and forth all the time through great agents, and it really, really matters. But no one's building for agents. There are people building to replace agents. Billions of dollars every year being spent on that, to discount agents, to devalue agents, but no one's building for them. There are entities out there called brokerage firms that exist, but it's more of the same thing year after year. There's no one that's approached it like Apple. if Apple created a brokerage firm, what would it look like? What would the office space look like? What would the support be like? Would it feel like the Hilton or the Four Seasons? Would agents be fighting to compete against a 5% commission, or would they be commanding a 7% because you provide more value? Would you be getting links sent to you from Redfin buyers, or would you be using your own system if Apple created a brokerage firm? What would the image of agents be like in the country if Apple created a brokerage firm? What would the standards be in the office? What would the ethics be? Would you have to log into 10 companies to your job, or would it be one? I mean, you could go down the line, but every time that you're being served as an agent by your brokerage firm, you should just ask, if Apple was my brokerage firm, what would they do?
So, that's a great point. And as the real estate agent on the ground, I think a few things. Every business person, every business that's rocking it right now is a technology business. Now, the critic would say, yeah, but real estate's not a technology business. Well, neither were taxi services, and neither was Airbnb, and neither were all of these things. So as an agent in our industry, when we are in a position that Zillow can come in and our clients are sending us properties through Zillow, something might be wrong. And in that, I love that we're talking about the technology, because the technology, I think, is the platform that builds us. But we also have, Compass is not just technology. Technology is what builds the business and supports us. It's technology, it's marketing, and it's culture. So on the technology for a minute, tell us a little bit about kind of, we're a quick interview today, but tell us just a couple of the concepts that you find have been the most powerful over your time in founding and having Compass. And Compass we've been in business, 5 years now?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years and already top 5 in the country in sales volume.
Yeah, so we're now number 3 in the country per Real Trends, their list, which makes us the largest independent brokerage firm in the country. But look, I don't think we're not here to grow for growth's sake, be number one for number one sake, or market share for market share's sake, or agents for agent's sake. It's really about, can we have enough strength in one company to help your agents? 66,000 boutique brokerage firms.
Right.
That's not, you can't service the customer, the agents, in that world. When you have companies like Redfin with 50 million visitors a month, and 90% of agents are working with their clients on sites that are designed to devalue them or to discount them like that. That is not the world that we should live in. Or
to recharge us back for the business that we paid for and the marketing we got out there in the first place. So tell us a little bit about what do you think makes, because Compass is got a great reputation for, the model is recruiting, going into markets, and correct me where I'm wrong, but going into markets and recruiting the best agents in the city and launching companies with the best agents in the city. In doing that, what have you found is a common denominator of the most successful agents?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. You want to really get a sense of, like, what have I seen? And I've met over 5,000 agents in, small, really, one-on-one or in rooms like where we met. And I've had a privilege of hearing a lot of what people do right and how they can get better. I'd say first and foremost, you need to have an assistant. If you don't have an assistant, you are one. And do you want to be your own assistant?
Right.
So I think that's number one. So at Compass, we have an internal executive search group full-time that just hires assistants for agents. So that's number one. 2, I would consider getting a team. You don't have to. You have to have an assistant. But I would consider getting a team. And then what a team lets you do is it lets you have the highest impact with your time. So think about every other advisor business, bankers, lawyers, accountants, consultants, they all work in teams. When you go to the dentist, your dentist is not doing your x-rays, checking you in, checking you out, doing the finances and the follow-up. They're just meeting the client. So what teams let you actually do is spend more time with the client and less time in the business work, like a dentist. I'd say 3, personal branding. One of the big complaints that a lot of agents should have is, my brokerage firm cares more about their brand than my brand, right? And some of these brokerage firms, I don't know how they got to this place, but they think that your clients, the agent's clients are their client. Your clients don't care at all where you work. It is a talking part of the discussion, but really it's only part of the discussion because agents over decades have had listing presentations created by the brokerage firm, which put the brokerage firm in it. So then you've conditioned the client to think the brokerage firm matters. And so my point is, the third one is make yourself be your own brand. Beautiful lifestyle photography, a logo, good social media.
So
make it, when you move companies, people don't even know that you moved.
So basically, every successful agent, as we know, the common denominator is probably, number one, you've got leverage. That means people, whether it's an assistant or you put together a team to support massive business, and not just to support massive business, but to create the kind of experience our clients need to have, because you start with experience. Number two, it's being a brand, being differentiating, being of value to people in a way that they recognize and remember you, and having a platform that we can do those things on successfully. Tell us a little bit about, so we've touched on the market, the technology. Basically, we should have technology in our industry that we aren't literally like having to succumb to the industries that are built, and I always use the word extorting our business. We should be able to do that. We should be providing, right.
The way I describe it is that there's not an agent or a brokerage firm in this entire country that is building the future of the brokerage model that we operate in every day. Think about how crazy that sounds. So in 90% of agents are using systems with their clients that aren't built for them.
Exactly.
They're built for a different customer. Right?
Well, they're built for the customer, by the customer that doesn't know as much about the business as the agents do. Customers buy one house every 7 years on average, and agents sell. At Compass, the average is probably over 20 houses a year.
What you use should be built for you, not built for somebody else. Not built. Just built
not
for
built
you.
Not built to take your bit. Not built to take the business you gave it in the first place. It's pretty twisted. And then there's the marketing and the branding and having an environment in which we can do that. And the other thing that, I had somebody ask me the other day, what is this Compass? A top agent, and she's like, well, they're just not really traditional. I said, well, everything you like about a traditional company, like culture? I said, that's what Compass is. And I said, everything you don't like a traditional company, like lack of the technology, so our clients are sending us properties through Zillow, who then double, triple charges us for what we already paid for, and then they got it from us for free. I'm sorry. Anyway, that the model is to eliminate and make that, not that we're eliminating Zillow, we want to work with the world, but that we're creating our own business and our own technology that's the best ever. So into that, back to the culture, I call them the 8 principles of business who came up with these 8 principles? I want to run them through. I want to run through them with you, or you can run through them with me. They're your principles. Were these yours, or who wrote these? Because they're awesome.
Yeah, and just one thing on Zillow, I do think there's a big difference between Zillow and Redfin. I think Zillow has the potential to be a great partner for the industry.
Exactly.
But I think Redfin is different. It's discounting. The biggest threat to agents that I'm seeing right now is a culture of discounts. Redfin is telling all of your clients, it's not they're going to take your clients, but they're telling your clients with advertising to ask you for a discount. And I would never ask a doctor for a discount, but if I got an advertisement every other day saying I can give you a great doctor for half the price, maybe I would ask a doctor for a discount. And I'm seeing agents starting to discount each other, and it really, we need to watch again. I think there is a difference in between the two companies. But.
Yeah, Redfin. Sorry, Redfin. If any Redfin people are listening, Redfin's off my radar. So that's good to know. That's what I think Zillow is a great, powerful tool that you learn to align with it, and it can be amazing for you. And it also is built on a model, though, that I think is a little peculiar, and I'm not sure what the original intentions were. Redfin, interesting to know. Now, culture. Unless we want to add anything to marketing or technology. I love how we're like all over. Are we both ADD? Anyway.
Look, culture, the culture I think matters more than anything else. Actually, I don't think I know it. And the reason why is if you don't have a good culture, no one's going to want to be there. And there's 2 kinds of people. There's people that give you energy, people that take it away, and you want to surround yourself with people that give you energy. And as much as we give more marketing. We have 4 times the support of the traditional brokerage firm. We have a 200-person in-house marketing and advertising agency that's spread across the local offices. Of course, we have the technology team. But I do think that culture matters more, because if you don't have the right culture, you can't attract those kinds of people.
And if you don't have the right people, and people are everything.
Relationships. Energy is everything. So like, I can give you all the things I just talked about, but it'd be more valuable to give you none of that, but give you like a massive amount of great energy every single day, so you're excited, you're feeling like a great entrepreneur, than to give you all that but not give you energy. And because the best thing you can have is more of you. And if you think about really the principles of what we're giving you, more of you of time, 4 times the support, more technology for time, more of you in image, that's why you have the marketing team, and more of you in energy, that's why you have the culture.
And we literally have an advertising agent and design people. I mean, we have marketing people and design people. I love that. And then they're sending me checklists and holding me accountable. It's so nice to have, because Isaac can vouch that I need that. So culture, let's do the 8. Dream big. I'm going to let you, I almost cry every time I tell the story, which is kind of, I just love the dream big concept about your mom and what she told you every night when you went to bed. And I'm going to tell us a little bit about dreaming big.
Sure. So look, we want to create our company values. And to me, I've been in companies where you have these values on the wall that mean nothing. And so I want to be very real and very personal. And so we have 8 principles of entrepreneurship. These are the things that I've seen in my life through great agents, through my mom, through great entrepreneurs I've had a chance to work with, that I think are the secrets of success at a company level and an individual level. And as a result, to me, is the secret of happiness. Because I think there's a reason why entrepreneurs have a beautiful history and reputation in this country, because they're the creators. And so the first part of it is dreaming big, of all the 8 principles. Someone told me once that your ambition is the cap to your potential. So if you have a small dream, you're never going to be better than your dreams. And my mom, when I was asleep at night, or going to sleep at night, every night, she told me, it's actually interesting. I told her, so I don't think I've shared this with you or really anyone in the past, but every time I go to sleep, my mind's like very busy, as I imagine yours could be. And the way I calm my mind is I dream about the future, about something that's like something beautiful can happen in the future. It'll be so amazing. And then it calms my mind. And I was telling my mom this about a while back, and she said, "Oh, that's really interesting, because every night when I would put you to sleep as a baby, as a kid, I would tell you to have big dreams." And so maybe like it just happened again and again and again, where that's how I fall asleep, with having a big dream. And it's
manifested. Yeah.
And it's manifested.
I love that.
I have failed at like 90% of my dreams, but I've dreamed, and that's been more fun. Like I remember when I got into a private high school, I planned out the entire 4-year schedule, where I get all the AP credits and like all these classes. I didn't get any of it. I got like 5% of it, but I had it on my wall.
Awesome. I love it. Like, just go out there and do it. Just live. Seize the moment.
What makes me a little sad about this industry, like you're in the business of advising your clients every day, and you have to protect them from their own instincts. And there's the instinct of, I want to overprice. And you have to try to get them not to. I'm in the business of advising my clients' agents. And particularly, a lot of the people, so many people are driven by fear. And like, oh, what is this? This could, companies, they're going to, I heard they're going to steal your data. I heard you're going to go bankrupt. I've been hearing these negativity so much. Like, what about the dreams? Oh, I heard you have $1 billion of cash. You have 200 engineers. You have 200, in-house designers. You have all these great agents, and you want to just work for us.
And you're actually bringing technology to us. I'm like, if you look at our industry, you've got companies trying to replace us, companies trying to discount us, and then hundreds and thousands of companies just trying to get on our bill, just get on our payroll or bill us. And then there's this company like, hey, here you go. Hey, let's do this together. Let's make our business what it's supposed to be.
Let's all dream together, and let's create a great company and industry together.
I love it. So move fast. I think you've got that down. Let us know about that. That's the second concept. Dream big, number 1, move fast.
is move fast, right? The reason why you shouldn't want to be at a big corporate is because you need to go through 10 people to get something approved. You got to move as fast as your clients. Your clients move fast. We move fast for you. I don't, decisions can't be made in a boardroom taking months. You got to move quickly, and it's fine if you fail. As long because it means you learned faster on what to or not to do.
Moving slowly, keep going. But moving slowly kills deals and opportunities.
I
got that from you, by the way.
Time kills deals.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 3, learn from reality.
Number 3, learn from reality. And again, I really consider you think about these. Let's do actually more in the context of an agent. So you dream big. How big is your team going to be? Right? How much business are you going to do next year? Right? If you just want to say you're going to do what you did last year, okay. But dream big. Move fast to make it a reality. Hire your assistant. Brand yourself. Get your CRM. Number 3 is learn from reality. So learn from reality is this is an industry of people that have made things up, and that's why it hasn't been made great yet. These companies that have come in have tried to reinvent the wheel. We just want to make the wheel better, right? It works. Just make it work better. And the answers are everywhere around you. You don't have to make things up. So for you as an agent, I would go to your, this is like going to your seller. You can say, hey, here are the comps, or you can say, I went and visited the properties. Oh, and I called the agent who actually sold them, and this is what they actually said about the types of buyers that were coming to the open house. But learn from reality.
Yes. Number 4, be solutions driven.
Yeah, be solutions driven. Look, again, there are 2 kinds of people. There are people that give you energy, people that take it away. People want to be around people that are solutions driven. Doesn't mean you have to say yes to everything, but it means that you're bringing in great ideas. You're moving the conversation forward. You're moving the energy forward.
Well, and when problems, in every problem, there is an opportunity. In every problem, there is a solution, and sometimes no is the opportunity. Sometimes no is a great opportunity, but there's always an opportunity.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a myth that the Chinese character for challenge equals opportunity, but it's actually the exact, it's the character is the exact same thing. Challenge, opportunity. It is a myth. It's not actually true, but a lot of people, if you go on Google, you'll read a lot about this myth.
Right. So what is the myth? The myth, the story. I'm thinking but it's true. But
that means challenge. But it's Chinese is also opportunity.
Right.
But you can't have opportunity without challenge.
Exactly.
And so I'm thankful that there are 800 MLSs. And by the way, Redfin's more thankful. But there's 66,000 brokerage firms.
Well, if we didn't have problems, real estate agents wouldn't be valuable. Right?
Exactly.
We wouldn't have the value we have if there weren't the problems that come in to play.
And if there were problems, then you wouldn't be able to grow your business. Because they don't have the opportunity.
There'd be no problem to solve. There'd be no Compass because we'd have no problem to solve that Compass is coming in and bringing a solution for. Collaborate. So I'm going to review real quick. Dream big, move fast, learn from reality, be solutions driven. Number 5, obsess about opportunity.
Yeah. So look, I love that. I mean, I'm pretty obsessive, and I know a lot of agents are too. So these are core entrepreneurial characteristics. Steve Jobs was obsessed. I think every great entrepreneur, you have to be obsessed. You're not just like kicking it, like on the beach. I'm not on the beach, actually. I'm in, just so you know, I'm in LA.
Awesome.
It looked a little bit like the beach.
Go ahead.
But obsessed about opportunity is there are opportunities everywhere around you. Think about it like a maze, like a chessboard. Everywhere around you. You can be anything you want. Anything. And you just got to find the path.
Exactly. And usually opportunities are right here. They're right in front of you if you just open your eyes and accept and see them. Everybody's obsessing about Compass. They have been for years, or I wouldn't have known about them when you came to Atlanta. What do you think it is that's got everybody so obsessed?
Look, I don't know that everyone's obsessed because I'm not them, and I'm not really. I see things from a different perspective. But look, I think people. I actually really can't answer that question. I'm really focused a lot more on just like Compass than how people perceive Compass. And I'm focused on our agents and our clients being our agents. And so I really actually don't know how people think about Compass in that way.
Well, I do. And I think it's because we're doing things differently. We're solutions driven. We're all of those things. We're dream big, move fast, learn from reality, and be solutions driven. And it's all coming into one place in a different way that it never has before. And it's getting attention. And of course, that was an unfair question. That's a question I should be asking me. But I think about it because it's one of the principles. And I do find there is a little bit of obsession with Compass because it is a powerful, unique, special company that's getting attention. And guys, this is not supposed to be a Compass advertisement, but we've got the CEO. I've got to ask you. Collaborate. So number 6 is collaborate without ego.
Yeah, so you can only be as good as your team. And so let's just say Mark Zuckerberg or any CEO or Sheryl Sandberg, if they had no team, they would have no company. And so, and same with like, obviously on the agent side, like, and going back to obsessed about opportunity, when you're, talking to a client, you should say, hey, you like, I would actually use these principles in a listing presentation if I was an agent. I would say, hey, you need an agent who's going to obsess about opportunity to sell your home. Is going to see like, oh, I can do this marketing campaign. I could find these buyers. And then on collaborate without ego, you should say, hey, you want an agent? I've been in this business for 20 years. I've collaborated with all the agents. They really like me. 9% of buyers come from agents. And so you need someone who can collaborate with the agent community, and I can. And so like collaborating without ego is about the core requirement to work with others to realize your objective. No one realizes a great dream alone.
Exactly. Especially in our business, in the past, there's been a lot of people saying it's never going to be a realtor, never the person with my face on the sign, or whatever those concepts are about the big egos in real estate. But it's shifting that to, and not to pick on our industry. We laugh about it on the show all the time, but really understanding about how to make things happen, and it's about the agenda. And number 7, maximize your strengths.
This is one I really care about because I think we live in a world where people are obsessed about their weaknesses and what they did wrong every night. And when they go to sleep, that's what they think about, oh, I should have done this or I did that wrong. You're never going to realize your dreams thinking about what you did wrong. You're only going to realize your dreams thinking about what you can do right. Like you're doing this podcast because you're amazing at it and you have a great presence and that's your greatness. But, what if you said, what if you're just thinking about what do you do wrong all day long? And that goes back to what I said earlier, that makes me a little sad. Sometimes when, you're recruiting agents, is people are thinking about all like the bad things. Like Apple wasn't created by thinking about what could go wrong. It's created with big dreams of what could go right. And so, we just merged with Pacific Union in California. And it's very easy to say, oh, well, what could go wrong? And it's going to be very hard on culture. It's going to make sure we make a big company feel smaller. But what if it goes right? This could be the pivotal moment for the industry where we create enough strength in one company to really bring the consumer back to a brokerage firm, which basically all brokerage firms have given up on.
Wow.
And then every agent doubles their business because we have so much more traffic back on a brokerage firm site, and more. There's a lot more to that, but you got to think about the big dreams, not about what could go wrong in your weaknesses. You got to think about your strengths. Another part about it is, you can only be your best self if you're your authentic self. Like you're very authentic. Many people who aren't, right? But you can't be your best self if you're acting. You have to be who you are. And so maximizing your strengths is also just maximizing who you are as a human being.
Well said. Maximizing your strengths is maximizing who you are as a human being your most authentic self, which is expressing the gifts that we were brought here, which is kind of going to a purpose thing, but I believe that wholeheartedly. Bounce back with passion. Number 8.
So bounce back with passion is the most unique quality of the agent. There are entrepreneurs everywhere, but the agent has this as the most unique quality. Very few people can knock on 10 doors, get said no to every single one of them, and go to the 11th like that didn't just happen. It is an amazing, because agents are getting said no to so much. It's what it takes. Like you all know the person who's richer than you, smarter than you, more connected than you, they try to be an agent and failed. It's because they can't bounce back. And you have to have resilience. And so it's pretty clear, like, what it is. You got to bounce back. And with massive amounts of passion. I failed here at Compass. We messed up because they named a couple of things recently. But you bounce back, you just move forward, and you let your dreams give you the energy. You let your strengths give you energy. You let the people you're collaborating with give you energy. You let your obsessions give you energy. And so that's what bounce back with passion is.
When you're doing the first 7, bouncing back with passion probably comes naturally, and it makes me think about athletes. You see, whether it's a tennis player or a football player, one of the biggest pieces of their talent being utilized is the fact that they move on. which is probably why I'm not good at tennis, because I get so upset. But anyway, so dream big, move fast, learn from reality, be solutions driven, obsess about opportunity, collaborate without ego, maximize your strengths, and bounce back with passion. Love it. All right, Robert, we are gonna, we got one more, we've got two more. I do this all the time. The one is, Isaac's laughing at me. What is a book, if there's any book you would recommend, or a speaker other than yourself that you would recommend we listen to, that you've gotten a lot out of in your lifetime and your career?
Look, I'll give two books. One is Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. It's just particularly for an agent as you're building relationships. It's about a guy who grew up in his father was a steel worker, and he ended up going to Yale and becoming very successful. And like, how did he do that? By never eating alone. And he talks about some of the best relationship builders in the world. But another one, which is my more personal favorite book, is a book called Here is New York by E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web. It's only like 50 pages, big font, but it's just a beautiful dream of what his life was like when he first came to New York and how it made him believe, how it gave him passion. And it's very poetic.
Awesome. I can't wait to read that one. That's one I haven't heard about yet. What is the one thing that you hope, if there's any one thing you hope that we get out of this interview, our listeners, what would that be?
Look, I mean, this may sound self-serving, but if you have your biggest dream about your future and what it will be for you for the next 20 years, what it'll be for your kids when they graduate the best college in the world, and they say, oh, I don't want to be a banker or a lawyer. I want to be an agent because I can make 10 times as much. And it's much more creative, much more entrepreneurial. And I'm actually helping people something that matters much more in their lives. As you think about the world that you deserve, what would Apple create if they built a brokerage firm? Who can create that? And I humbly say that Compass is the only company that has the resources, the people and the money and the commitment, and that's as entrepreneurial as the clients they serve to be able to do that for you. Because you can't just have one thing, you need to have a lot of things. And I think we need to work together and build this company. We can't do it alone. We need great, I'm thankful that, you were the first person to start a Compass in Atlanta, and we need more leaders like you to join this effort to build it together.